All right, class. Well, it's a Monday morning, so it's time to start our class again this week, and we are talking about linking tools, but I'm adding to this linking tools and content curation because I think this is an important new concept for teachers to understand for sure. So you'll be reading textbooks chapters 5 and 6 on these very topics, and then watching a presentation or two about this topic of using Symbaloo, using Tismos, making a QR code. I think it's important for teachers to know how to use a QR code and to create one, especially for teachers of younger students who might be able to scan that code, but also for older students who might have a smartphone, so that it's just quick and easy to go to a site, link to a site, get there without spending all your instructional time on just students entering in addresses to get to the website. So those are some things that you'll watch, and then lastly you'll do some social bookmarking / content curation for your chosen activity for this week on the discussion board. Now, like last week, this is an activity that you want to start soon. Don't start later in the week, like Thursday or Friday. Start now and go to one of these sites and set up a linking site. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more, but yeah, that's the idea with the discussion. You're going to do some linking or content curation with the activities for this week. But just to talk a little bit about some of these things first, I think it's important to know that about these different concepts. So let me switch this here. Okay, linking and content curation. So linking first. Basically, all linking is providing links to resources that you would like to use as an educator in an easy way. And it provides an opportunity for you to have a single location to link to multiple tools. Now, yes, you can do this on a website. Let's say you create a website using Weebly or Google Sites. You could provide links to various different resources that you would like to have students be able to access easily on your site. But sometimes tools like Tismos and Symbaloo will make this a little bit of an easier process. You can go through and you can change the links a little bit more quickly than you might be able to on Google Sites or Weebly. And it also allows for many different links. So if the links are going to be relatively static, and you're not going to change them year in, year out, then it's probably okay just to have them on your website. But if they are going to be a little bit more, you're going to be adding things a lot or changing things a lot, then you might want to think about using a tool like Tismos and Symbaloo for linking. Now, content curation is a little bit different than linking. It's similar. There's some overlap here, but what you'll see is some differences too. So for an industrial age educational experience, in the industrial age, we had this information desert, meaning there wasn't a lot of information out there. You had to do a lot of searching, and the tools for finding the information were few. You had to basically go to the library and find a book on whatever information you wanted to find. And so the premium then was on finding the information. Do you have the skills that it takes to find the few books in the library that talk about this topic? But we weren't so worried back then about the quality of the information, because generally a book went through some type of a review process before it was published, and so you could almost always trust the content of a book. But now in the information age, things have changed, and it's about the quality of the information. It's about being able to know if the information that you get is real. It's not about finding anymore, because you can easily find information with a Google search. So now it's quality, and the quality that we're looking for, is suspect sometimes, because again, online anyone can post anything they want to. There's not really a big review process that someone must go through before they post their blog post about some topic. And so really we put a premium on skills for evaluating information in the information age, not necessarily just finding, because finding is more easy now. So that's what we're talking about, and as we go into content curation, this is really the process of discovering, gathering, and presenting digital content around a specific subject. And you can see how this would be useful for teachers to know how to curate content, because you can share this with your students and also just continue your own learning. But also it's important for students to know in the information age. They need to have skills with finding all of this information. We have so much available to us now. How do we keep track of it all? And so from the reference down there, there are some points made about organizing content. It's about organizing content, taking it, putting it together. It says geeking out, which basically means, you are very interested in this content area. And so you're not just going to be mindlessly looking at the information, you're actually going to be interested in it, excited about it. That's what it's talking about, reading the information. So hopefully it's something that you or the student is very interested in. It's about making connections, and it's viewing trends in the content that you see. Curating content, whether it's you doing all the curating or whether you have some type of tool that's automatic that sets up all the curating to come together. You can notice trends and make connections between different content areas. And then finally, sharing content. It's about sharing. So you put it all together, but it should be online so that you can share it with other people as well. I'll just give you one example. There's this new cool computer. It's a tiny little computer called a Raspberry Pi, and it's only $35 to buy it. And it runs Linux operating system, and it's kind of a cool topic. For those who might be geeking out about it, so to speak. They might find a lot of interest in this cool little $35 computer that you can make do almost anything. And so this would be a great example of something that could be curated. You could take content online about the Raspberry Pi computer, maybe sample projects, or maybe ideas, or maybe ways to set up Linux on it, or different types of Linux you can set up on it. And you could curate the content around that tool. You could say, okay, I want to look up Raspberry Pi projects, I want to look up Raspberry Pi Linux versions, I want to look up ways that you need to configure Raspberry Pi, and so forth. So you take all this content and you put it in some place, you geek out about it, right? There's some ideas that you might come up with, you might want to try on your own computer if you have one. And then making connections between things. Okay, what are the trends these days? Well, it looks like a lot of people are using them to do robotics. That's cool, So there's a new trend you might see coming forth. And then you share this as well. Well, there are some tools that you can use to create, or to curate, I should say, content in this way. And paper.li is one, and scoop.it is another one. These are websites, so you can just go to paper.li or scoop.it. and set these up to curate content for you. Now Paperly, we'll call it Paperly and Scoop It. Paperly is one where you can go and it will do a lot of the work for you. You set up an account, and let me go there. I think that's the end of this anyway. So let's go to the website here. Alright, so Paperly, you can say, okay, I've just set up an account. What news are you interested in? I'll do Raspberry Pi for the example. And yeah, you can choose like beginner or whatever you want to. I'm just going to choose Raspberry Pi, and it finds a bunch of information for you. And then you can choose your layout. Well, I'll do a modern layout. Yeah, I'll do a modern layout. Create my paper. So what it does is it's going to gather content on this one topic for me, which is kind of nice, and I can actually take a hand in tweaking and adjusting what it gathers for me. But it has created my own basic, I guess, news feed or whatever it is on this content topic. So, and then I can go to the dashboard, I can change different settings for this, and this will do this for free. I can change. But again, I can share this site too, so if I have something set up with Paperly, I can change and share this. The other example that I have here is Scoop It. I've just created an account here as well, and you can go, and it will basically, ask you for keywords that you want to search for, but then it asks you to enter the information automatically for yourself. And so in this case, I need to go ahead and enter and publish the information that I have if I want it to go to my site. And I'm going to curate content. Basically, this is, again, gathering and putting together all the information that I'm interested in one place. And then I can share this as well. So again, just thinking about the student perspective on this, students can do this type of activity as well. And if they do so, they can gather some kind of a page on some topic and submit that to you. It's, again, about sharing afterward. And maybe that's showing their research on a topic. Maybe they can look into it a little bit more and notice those trends or make connections between what topics they find and where is this topic that they're going forth with trending. And I think this is really the new research. This is the more exciting research maybe, but the new type of research projects that students are going to do, really based on curation of content and then being able to talk about a topic educationally and intelligently. And maybe from this they create a paper or a presentation or something that becomes a part of their academic work. So that is linking tools and content curation. So good luck getting started this week, and we'll see you online.